How can we overcome COVID-19 using Wi-Fi? Hello everyone. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, I think that you are not able to enjoy college life freely, and you are living in a life that tends to be confined to yourself. However, you need to be more energetic and overcome COVID-19. Today, I'd like to introduce Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi as a basis. Wi-Fi is the name of the question. What is important for you? When you use Wi-Fi, you need to accumulate the question 3 times and clarify the whole picture of the importance that supports you. Understanding yourself with Wi-Fi leads to an empathetic understanding of other people's situations and is a starting point for confronting our difficult situations. Preparation for Wi-Fi. You need a worksheet to ask Wi-Fi questions. If you handwrite the frame on your notebook, you can make your own. Draw 3 rectangles from bottom to the top of the notebook. The basic question common to Wi-Fi is, what is important for you? For each Wi-Fi question, write 5 words that comes to your mind in the entry field. For ease of writing, divide the rectangular entry field into 5 with thin vertical lines. When your worksheet is ready, let's get started. Wi-Fi 1. Reflect on your day. Wi-Fi 1 make you aware of what is important in your daily life. You do not hurry up to start writing right away. At first, please think and reflect. Usually, when you wake up in the morning, what things do you do in the morning? Brushing your teeth? Check your clock? Switch on your smartphone? Eat breakfast? Then, over time, from the early morning, remember what you do in your typical day. What do you do in the late morning? What about lunch? What about the afternoon, in the evening? And somewhere, the day ends. Now, after reflecting on your whole day, what is important for you? Write 5 words that comes to your mind in the Wi-Fi 1 column. It doesn't matter if it's the name of an object, a natural phenomenon, a friend, or a family member. You can write down anything. After writing and taking a rest, proceed to the next Wi-Fi 2. Now, Wi-Fi 2. Reflect on your community. Wi-Fi 2 is about the community you live in. At first, reflect on your surroundings when you wake up. Your room, your house, your neighbors. What kind of people you usually meet? What kind of place do you live in? Are you living in a crowded city district? Or are there any natural resources such as trees, flowers, rivers, grassy hills around you? Select sounds you hear, voices, barks, chirpings, and noises. Use your five senses and also reflect smells and touches. Then expand your reflection from your neighborhood to where you often go. Now the pandemic of the new coronavirus is still going on, and you have many difficulties. If it is hard to think about the present, remember the life before coronavirus. If you are a student, you will first think of a university campus. Where are the other places you often go visit? What are your shopping, working, studying places? What is your places you go out for various reasons? All of these you reflected compose your community. Then, the same question of WIFY. When you reflect your community, what is important for you? Please write 5 words that comes to your mind in this column, WIFY 2. Next, WIFY 3. Reflect on your world. At WIFY 3, we will think broadly. The starting point is where you live now. Do you live in Wonju City, Seoul City, or another city? If you reflect on the city where you live, then think more broadly from there. Now it is actually difficult to move because of the pandemic. However, our imagination is free. Try to increase the areas that come to your mind, such as Wonju City, Seoul City, and other cities, areas of Korea. If you think of South Korea as a whole, expand your imagination to countries around South Korea, North Korea, China, and across the sea, and about Japan, Taiwan, Philippines, returning to the Eurasian continent from China to India, Russia, and from the Middle East countries to European countries. Then across the sea, the African continent, also cross sea and North American countries such as the United States and Canada, and the Middle and South American countries such as Brazil, Peru, Argentina, further to the Australian continent and the North and South Pole. After you successfully get the whole image of our world, planetary Earth, continue to expand your image even further. The solar system where the Earth exists, and the galaxy. Now it's time to ask the third question of WIFY. After reflecting the whole world, what is important for you? Write down the first 5 words that comes to your mind in the WIFY 3 column. Comprehensive WIFY 1, 2, 3. You have now completed 3 WIFY questions. By this point, you have write down a total of 15 words, 555. All of these words have some power, reflecting some importance. Now, reread WIFY 1, 2, 3 again, and again. Try to connect all of WIFY words and try to integrate them. You will gradually obtain some whole picture, including all of the words and word powers. Make a note of what you feel and what you notice. So, how can we overcome COVID-19? COVID-19 is not a cell-like organism, but a kind of organism. Organisms at the edge of life. We, humans, try to understand COVID-19 in our brain through scientific knowledge. When we receive news about the number of people infected and killed by COVID-19, delays in vaccine development, etc., we tend to lose hope. However, we must not forget that we are much more sophisticated organic life forms, having the brain and whole body supported by many importances. By asking WIFY and integrating WIFY, we will never be overwhelmed by COVID-19.